But they didn't go for Meghan. They went for Britain's first black Marchioness, Emma Thin, or as Lady Colin Campbell corrected me, Emma. Meghan. They went for Britain's first black Marchioness, Emma Thin, or as Lady Colin Campbell corrected me, Emma Bath. There is so much to read between the lines here because, of course, the way that Meghan dealt with being a mixed race princess was without any class whatsoever.
Meghan Markle just got benched by her own best friend, and the internet is absolutely losing it. Serena Williams' brand new podcast didn't just casually skip Meghan. No. It replaced her with a woman who's everything Meghan tried and failed to be. And that, darling, is where this storm begins to brew. The moment this news hit timelines, the whispers turned into roars. Meghan, the self-anointed modern duchess, queen of I'll tell my story again and again, just got dethroned in the most savage way possible by someone who once stood beside her, clapping in support.
Happened.
Just having like you being amazing and being really kind, come to find out that you're actually a Marchioness.
Serena and Venus Williams have broken the internet plenty of times before, but this one sent shockwaves straight into royal circles. When the sisters launched their new podcast, Stockton Street, fans naturally assumed Meghan Markle, Serena's once inseparable soul sister, would be the crown jewel of the first episode. After all, Meghan built a whole empire around turning her personal narrative into headlines. But surprise, surprise, the call to Montecito never came.
Also being the first black Marchioness in England, I thought was an incredible tale with everything that,
Instead, the Williams sisters took their mic across the Atlantic to interview Emma Thin, the Marchioness of Bath, Britain's first black Marchioness, half Nigerian, glamorous, graceful, and most importantly, not Meghan Markle.
You've done it with so much class and just so much aplomb.
And Meghan is not mentioned once in this podcast, Tash. Now, I know it was leaked that she had met up.
And make no mistake, this wasn't just an interview. This was a message. Emma Thin isn't just another aristocrat in a tiara. She is a living, breathing contradiction to Meghan's favorite narrative. She glides through the rigid world of the British upper class with elegance, wit, and not a single messy public meltdown. While Meghan staged her rebellion with headlines and hand-wringing interviews, Emma conquered quietly, with poise and refinement. She doesn't shout about inclusion. She embodies it. She doesn't need a Netflix crew to prove her point. She just lives it.
Very telling that she's not even mentioned here.
I'd imagine that Emma Bath probably turned around and said, don't bring her up. She's had so many references by people constantly trying to compare.
During the Stockton Street chat, Serena practically sparkled as she praised Emma's journey as incredible, lauding her class and grace. Translation: finally, someone who can walk through a castle without turning it into a soap opera.
And she's really is. And she is the perfect example of a black woman who was welcomed into high society.
And oh, the irony wasn't lost on anyone. Meghan spent years accusing the palace, the system, the firm, you name it. Emma just thrived in that same system. Meghan said the palace couldn't accept a biracial woman. Emma, a half-Nigerian Marchioness, was fully embraced. The contrast is so sharp it practically cuts.
Brought her children up. Her son is now a Viscount, which she did laugh about with Serena. I'm yet to watch the full interview. But she doesn't see it as anything that's held her back.
It's almost poetic. Serena didn't fly to the UK to defend Meghan's legacy. She flew to celebrate a woman who represents everything Meghan could have been if she'd played the long game. Where Meghan tore at traditions, Emma elevated them. Where Meghan's headlines screamed about tantrums and tiaras, Emma quietly redefined the narrative. And that, darling, is why Meghan wasn't invited to this royal tea party. Because class, it's not something you can fake. Meanwhile, whispers from Montecito say Meghan did not take the snub well. Not one bit. Sources close to the Duchess reveal she was stunned that Serena, her BFF, her ride or die, didn't even give her a heads up. One insider whispered, Meghan couldn't believe Serena went to England to celebrate another biracial woman in the aristocracy without mentioning her. It's like she's been erased from her own story. And ouch, that one stings. Let's not forget, Meghan handpicked Serena as her first guest on Archetypes. She poured out sisterhood and loyalty like honey. Fast forward, and that same bond just froze over. Serena's pivot toward Emma feels intentional, a quiet but unmistakable distance from the Duchess of Drama. Behind the scenes, Meghan's reaction was anything but calm. Reports say she ranted about betrayal, about loyalty, about messages being sent between the lines. Harry, bless him, apparently urged her to let it go, which, if true, says a lot. Even he's running low on patience for these endless feuds. But Meghan doesn't do letting go. Her brand is built on controlling the narrative, and this time, she's not in control. Serena's choice signals something much bigger than a friendship fallout. It's a public declaration that even Meghan's inner circle is moving on. In Hollywood terms, she just got recast in her own movie, and her replacement is everything the original role needed. The moment the Serena-Emma episode aired, social media lit up. Brutal memes, side-by-side comparisons, commentators whispering what everyone was already thinking. This is who Meghan wanted to be. Emma Thin radiates what Meghan's critics have always said she lacks: composure, tact, effortless sophistication. Emma is proof you can be a modern black woman in high society without dragging every grievance to Oprah. She's quiet power. Meghan was the monologue. Emma is the mood. Commentators even dug up Meghan's past tell-alls, the lawsuits, the royal feuds, the speeches that often turned into word salad. Meanwhile, Emma embodies something Meghan never mastered: silence as strength. She doesn't perform grace. She is grace. Racism and sexism allegations. Here's a story from the Daily Telegraph. A charity for which the Duchess of Sussex was once a global ambassador has been accused of racism and sexism. Quote, "Compare that to Meghan's time as Duchess. The tell-all interviews, the lawsuits, the public feuds, the word salad speeches that left even supporters scratching their heads. Emma, meanwhile, is the embodiment of dignity. She doesn't shout about being accepted. She just is giggly and frothy. And I think that their PR is saying to them, look, you've got to show that you really care. We've got to do very well on this. But it doesn't. As one commentator quipped, Emma walked so Meghan could complain. The contrast couldn't be louder. Emma plays the long game, charming the royals, earning their respect, and raising her son, a future Viscount, with grace. Meghan plays the media game, Netflix deals, paparazzi walks, and a carefully crafted victim narrative. Two women, two completely different stories. So when Serena picked Emma for her podcast debut, it wasn't just a random booking, it was a statement of values. Emma represents elegance. Meghan has become the symbol of entitlement, and the world noticed. Even royal watchers couldn't resist pointing out the obvious. If Meghan had navigated royal life like Emma, she'd still be draped in crown jewels instead of hustling for headlines. Despite a friendship spanning more than a decade, the same Serena Williams who hosted Meghan's baby shower, the same Serena who once defended Meghan fiercely, has now quietly chosen to keep her distance. She didn't need to say a word. Her actions screamed volumes. Serena has never been one for drama. She doesn't clap back, she moves on. When she skipped Meghan Markle for the most coveted guest spot on her shiny new project, fans instantly knew this was no coincidence. Perhaps Serena felt she'd already done enough. She'd lent Meghan her star power when Archetypes launched. She'd stood beside her through the headlines, the criticisms, the royal wars. But now Serena is building something bigger, something that doesn't need the chaos that follows the Duchess of Drama wherever she goes. Meghan was good for PR once, but now she's baggage. The tennis legend is shifting towards substance, impact, and women who exude quiet power, not constant controversy. Interviewing Emma Thin isn't just a PR move. It's a mirror held up to the world saying, this is the kind of woman I want to celebrate. And the best part? Serena didn't even bother explaining it. No cryptic quotes, no subtweets, no shade, just silence. The kind of silence that screams louder than any statement. Behind the scenes, whispers say Serena's PR team encouraged the distance. The Sussex drama, the endless feuds, the commercial failures, they don't fit Serena's clean strategic brand. So instead of unfollowing Meghan, Serena simply upgraded. But just when Meghan thought the blow couldn't hit harder, another ghost from her past rose up. World Vision. Remember that charity Meghan once posed with to prove she was a humanitarian? The one with the carefully curated photo shoots and Vogue-worthy poses? That same charity is now facing accusations of racism and sexism. And guess whose name resurfaced immediately? Yes, Meghan Markle's. Even though she hasn't been involved with them since 2017, the media didn't miss the opportunity. Because at this point, Meghan's name isn't just attached to projects, it's attached to drama. Reports from insiders say Meghan's time with World Vision was more red carpet than real work. Instead of getting her hands dirty in Rwanda, she allegedly vanished with a photographer and insisted on luxury accommodations. The PR sheen was dazzling. But the substance? Well, that's another story. And so, yet again, Meghan's name was linked to controversy she didn't even start start this time, but that's the curse of a reputation built on noise. Every whisper echoes like a headline. It's become a pattern too familiar to ignore. Wherever Meghan goes, the drama follows like a shadow. Former staffers still talk, ex-friends stay silent, and brands, charities, and celebrities are learning. Association with the Duchess can mean more problems than prestige. Once upon a time, she was marketed as compassion in heels. Now, she's radioactive PR. Spotify dropped her. Netflix shelved her projects. Even the Hollywood crowd has started to edge away. And that's what makes Serena's move so brutal and so brilliant. She didn't announce a feud. She simply stepped out of Meghan's storm. The harsh truth is, Meghan and Harry's once glittering image has dimmed. They were supposed to be the couple rewriting royal history. Now they're a cautionary tale of overexposure, self-pity, and unmet promises. Every speech sounds like a sales pitch. Every appearance looks like a brand activation. Even loyal supporters are sighing. Serena didn't betray Meghan. She protected herself. She's a global icon with a brand built on strength and inspiration. She can't afford to be dragged down by the Sussex storm, and honestly, she doesn't need to be, because for Meghan, this is the real tragedy. Her empire was built on influence, and now no one wants it near them. While Meghan's PR team scrambled for damage control, Emma Thin walked away from the interview glowing. Praised for her humility, intelligence, and effortless warmth, she didn't need to clap back. She didn't need to prove anything, she simply was. She spoke of motherhood, of Nigerian heritage, of blending modern life with centuries-old British traditions. She didn't cry victim, she didn't lecture, she charmed, and the world adored it. That's what stings Meghan most. Emma didn't tear the palace down to be embraced. She was embraced because she brought grace to it. She became the example Meghan always claimed to be, a woman of color thriving in the royal sphere without the drama, without the wars, without the endless me versus them narratives. Sources inside Montecito say Meghan went into full crisis mode, furious, hurt, humiliated, not just because she wasn't picked, but because the entire world noticed. She allegedly vented to friends that Serena had betrayed her brand and handed ammunition to her critics. For someone like Meghan, being left out is worse than being dragged in, because silence to her is louder than scandal. Harry, ever the peacemaker, tried to calm her down. But how do you comfort someone whose entire identity thrives on attention, when the attention isn't theirs anymore? Even Meghan's closest advisors are exhausted. Friends are fading, and her Hollywood glow is flickering. The empire they wanted to build has slowly turned into an echo chamber. Every loyal ally either distances or disappears. And then there's Serena, the woman who once stood at her baby shower, laughing with her. The woman who appeared on Archetypes. The woman who symbolized loyalty in Meghan's inner circle. Gone. Quietly. Elegantly. No shade. Just absence. If there was ever a moment that symbolized Meghan Markle's fall from grace, this is it. Serena's new podcast didn't just feature a new guest, it closed a chapter. It's the end of the Archetypes era, the end of Meghan being the main character. Emma Thin now represents everything Meghan once tried to brand herself as: powerful, elegant, undefeated, but without the noise. And Meghan? She's no longer the headline, she's the footnote. Once upon a time, Meghan gave Serena a platform. Today, Serena has one of her own, and she's using it to rewrite the narrative, not with words, but with silence, grace, and a new muse. For Meghan Markle, this isn't just a snub, it's a reminder the world has moved on.